Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kristen. Thank you so much for practicing with me. In tonight's practice, I'll be guiding you through a full moon yin yoga practice. And this month, the full moon is in the sign of Capricorn. So we'll be looking at where we store emotional stress in the bones and the joints of our body. And if you'd like to deepen into your yin yoga practice from the perspective of traditional yoga therapy and the cycles of the seasons, then join me in my home yin yoga membership, The Heart of the Heart. And you can find out more about that in the links below. And in tonight's practice, let's get started by coming onto our back, and you can have a few props on hand. So you might like to have a bolster or a stack of blankets on hand, or perhaps even a pillow. Take a few minutes to come into resting posture, bending your knees and placing the soles of your feet to the ground, hip distance apart. Relaxing down through the base of your skull and letting your jaw relax by parting your teeth and softening your tongue in your mouth. Shoulder blades wide on the ground. And taking a deep and full breath in. And as you exhale, softening the heart back into the rib cage. Feeling the vertebrae of your upper back connected to the earth. Softening through the mid-spine and the lower back. Feeling the wide triangular bone at the base of your spine, heavy and relaxed. Noticing your breath moving in and out through your nose. And the breath expanding from the lower belly up through the sides of the rib cage and into the center of your chest. The chest rising and falling with breath. Letting your mind empty out. And breathing in the cooling and soothing light of the moon. The moon connects us to the subconscious mind and subconscious emotions that we might be holding in the body. As you move through your practice tonight, simply noticing what you're feeling and sensing in the body. Taking a full exhalation and floating your left knee towards your chest, interlacing your fingers around the thigh bone, squeezing the thigh to the lower abdomen, and extending your right leg forward onto the ground. Closing your eyes here. And feeling the lower back lengthening. And the belly expanding into the thigh bone. Creating more space and length through your exhale breath. And simply noticing how the lower back feels on the left side. And the next time that you exhale, help your left knee across your body over to the right side for a twist. And adding some support underneath the floating knee, like a pillow or a cushion. And then taking a breath and feeling a sense of lengthening up through the lower vertebrae of your spine. And let the twist open up from the mid to upper spine, rotating your chest to the sky and gently wrapping the left shoulder underneath your body so that you can feel the whole upper back resting on the earth. And closing your eyes. Breath rising and falling at your chest. And softening the space between your eyebrows. Allowing the mind to fully empty out. Sensing and feeling along the vertebrae of your spine. And noticing what you're feeling there. And on your next exhalation, slowly return onto your back with your left knee hugging to your chest. And taking your left palm to your left knee, and the right hand can rest down on top of the right hip so that your pelvis stays at a neutral position. As you inhale, let the left thigh hang open, drawing the knee towards the left armpit. And then let's take a breath, and on the exhalation, just gently pulse the knee closer to the armpit, and then release and let go. And we'll pulse the knee a few more times, bringing a little bit of movement through the hip joint and beginning to feel and sense into the hip. Letting the leg move with your breath. And then on your next inhalation, you can begin to move towards half happy baby pose on the left side, bringing the left ankle over the left knee and the sole of the foot to the sky. Letting your palm rest to the outer leg line. And it also might feel nice to fold up a blanket or a pillow and slide that underneath your left arm so that the arm can rest down onto some support. And breath by breath, feeling the leg bone rest into the palm, becoming very relaxed through the left leg. If you need to modify this posture, you can always bend through the right knee and place the foot back to the floor. Establishing a slow and steady breath. Your whole back body becoming heavy, resting onto the earth. And simply noticing sensation through the hip joint and any emotions that might be stored deep at the level of the bone. Often emotions that are stored deep within the bones are very old. Emotions stored in the bone may also be connected to our family lineage, our ancestral lineage. Taking some deep and full breaths, exhaling with open mouth, and letting the leg fold back towards the body, helping the knee back to center, and setting both feet back to the ground and just taking a moment here to integrate. Noticing the energetic movement through the left side of your body. And then take a breath and float your right knee to your chest, interlacing your fingers in front of the shin bone and taking a moment to compress the thigh bone to the lower abdomen. Lengthening through the right side of the lower back. If it feels okay for your body, you can extend the left leg onto the ground. Feeling the shoulders dropping back. And taking a few more breaths. And on your next exhalation, taking your right knee across the body over to the left into a twist. And again, supporting the floating knee so that the leg bone can rest. And take a breath to gently lengthen up through the lower vertebrae of the spine, twisting from the mid-back. And as you soften down through the right shoulder, take your palm open in line with the shoulder, with the palm facing the sky, creating lots of space for the breath to expand and open through the upper lobes of the lungs. And noticing the sensation through the right side of the lower back. Noticing if you're storing any emotions in that area of your body. And perhaps the emotions are showing up as sensation. And you can simply observe the sensation and the layers of emotion within the sensation that begin to arise when we allow our awareness to rest in that space. And finding your final breath, taking your time to return onto your back with your right knee hugging to your chest. And take your right hand to your right knee, left palm to the top of your hip. And bring the right knee open towards the armpit, letting the thigh bone hang. And let's take a few breaths to bring that subtle pulsing movement to the leg. Inhaling the knee just a little bit closer to the armpit, and then exhaling and letting it go. Pulsing through the hip joint and bringing a little massage to the tissue around the hip. Very subtle movement. And then as you're ready, moving towards half happy baby on the right side. Again, your palm is just resting to the outer leg line, and you can add that blanket underneath the arms so that the arm bone can just rest. You want to feel that all the bones of the body can rest down into the earth without any holding, without any resistance. And you can always bend the left knee if it feels too intense to have that leg lengthened out onto the ground. modifying your practice so that you can rest here into the breath without any agitation. Your breath is the key that guides you through the subtle bodies. So you can think of your breath like a bridge between the sensations of your body and the deeper layers of energy, of emotions and thoughts. As your awareness rests into the breath, you can simply follow the breath through your body to the spaces where you're feeling sensation. And allowing any emotions that are present to simply become sensation, to become an energy that's shifting and changing, rising and dissolving in the bones of the body. And finding your last few breaths, bringing a little bit of movement back to the right toes and ankle, folding the leg towards the body and helping the knee back to center. Both feet on the ground, taking a moment to integrate. Feeling the flow of energy through the right side of your body. And taking a big breath in through your nose and out through open mouth. And we'll finish our practice by coming into a supported back bend. So if you have a bolster, work with a bolster that's at an appropriate height for your back. You can also work with a rolled blanket or a cushion. And you can slide the bolster underneath your sacrum. So you'll float your hips up and add the prop to the wide triangular bone at the base of your spine. And we'll start with our knees bent and the soles of our feet on the ground. Take a moment to rest the pelvic bowl onto your prop and make sure that the prop's not too high up the spine. So you don't want your prop in the curve of the lower back. Instead, you'll shift it a little bit lower down to that wide triangular bone. And you want to feel that the shoulders are relaxed and that you can still maintain a natural arc through your neck. So rather than flattening the neck to the ground, can you feel your chin about an inch below the forehead and that natural curvature through the cervical spine? If your neck is flat, you might be too high up in your back bend and you might want to lower down a little bit. And then let's close our eyes here, letting the palms open up alongside your body. Reestablishing the flow of your breath, from the navel center into your chest. Feeling this gentle compression through the lower vertebrae of your spine and the movement of fluids as they saturate the organs of the body. And this might feel like the right space to rest in, or if you'd like, we're moving into pontoon pose by extending both legs forward. So you're lengthening both legs, and you'll feel a deeper stretch across the top of the hip flexors and down into the abdomen. If this feels too intense for the lower back, then bend your knees again. Make sure that you're not feeling any pinching or irritation in the lower spine. And you may also bring both palms behind you towards the top of your mat, feeling this beautiful stretch through the whole front fascial line of the body. And you can rest your palms again alongside your body, slowly bending both knees and setting your feet back to the floor. Taking a breath. And then as you exhale, engage the navel center to support your lower back as you lift your hips and slide your prop away off to the side. As you lower down, sequence down along your spine, lengthening through the lower back and letting the tailbone come to rest. Feeling the movement of fluids along the spine. And feeling a fine golden thread at the center of the spine, extending from the tip of your tailbone all the way up to the base of the skull and the midbrain. Prana flowing along this fine thread. And we'll take some time to rest at the end of our practice so we can fully integrate any emotions that came to the surface of our awareness, letting the subconscious material rise up and dissolve. extending both legs in front of you and coming into Shavasana, your final resting pose. And you can stay in this space of rest for as long as you need, soaking in the luminous light of the full moon. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Namaste. For more yoga practices like these, please like this video, comment below, and share this video with a friend. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.